Welcome to Flashreel number 6 of August 8th, 2014, where we discuss the most important video game news, rumors, events, and leaks of the past week. Calypso Media has announced this week that its latest game in the Tropico series, Tropico 5, has been refused a retail release in Thailand by the country's Board of Film and Video Censors. According to Thailand's Ministry of Culture, Tropico 5 contains content not appropriate for the current situation the country faces. Specifics were unfortunately not given, but considering Thailand's military launched a coup against the civilian government recently, it comes as no surprise that Tropico 5, which features this as a gameplay element, would be considered harmful to the country's security. Simon Helwig, the president of Calypso Media Group, stated in a press release that the company is disappointed Tropico 5 did not release in Thailand, as Tropico 3 and 4 enjoyed a successful release. He further elaborated that although the game has a realistic political element to it, the scenarios and content were all delivered in a tongue-in-cheek humor. Stefan Marcinek, the global managing director, added that their distributor has been working hard to gain approval for the release, but it seems that the Board of Film and Video Censors deemed some of the content too controversial for the consumer, which sounded like an edict from El Presidente in the game itself. The irony is certainly not lost on us here at Gather Your Party. This week in Crytek news, Homefront The Revolution publisher Deep Silver and its parent company Koch Media have acquired the Homefront IP and is setting up a new studio to take over development of the game, the company announced this week. The status of Homefront The Revolution had been called into question as reports circulated about financial troubles at Crytek and the lead director resigning, as previously reported by Flashreel. Crytek admitted last week in a statement that it was in a transitional phase. This week's announcement sounds as if it could be part of that arrangement to secure new capital. Deep Silver, which was originally set to be the Revolution's publisher, is now the owner of the entire Homefront IP, which Crytek originally acquired as part of THQ's bankruptcy auction. This week's deal consists of the Homefront brand and all coherent assets from Crytek. The company confirmed in a later statement that Homefront The Revolution will now be developed by the newly formed Deep Silver Dambuster Studios, with staff from the old Crytek UK studio. In the same statement, Crytek also announced layoffs at Crytek USA, but this seemed more of a formality as the bulk of the studio already quit over a month ago due to not being paid by the company. With this much of the studio gone, Crytek was forced to move the development of Hunt to Frankfurt, Germany as well. Gamers who were dissatisfied with the recent Steam release of Collin McRae Rally have been offered their money back. The game received criticism this week after some buyers felt misled about its nature, presuming it to be based on the original console game and not on the recent smartphone remake. A message on the Steam forums now clarifies and offers a refund option for customers that bought the product. The message reads, "We understand that some people who bought Collin McRae Rally on Steam are upset and feel that it isn't the game they thought it would be. We have now updated the product description for clarification. Furthermore, as an act of good faith, we have worked with Valve to enable anyone that bought the game to claim a refund. The ability to refund will be available until the 19th of August. To process a refund, please go to your account transactions page and you will see a refund button for Collin McRae Rally. We hope this goes some way to restoring any lost faith, and thank you as always for your continued support." The Japanese news site Business Journal claims that Nintendo management are locked in a dispute with President Satoru Iwata over his smartphone strategy. As reported by Nintendo Everything and commented on by Nintendo analyst Dr. Serkan Toto, the journalist claims that Iwata is single-handedly vetoing demands to release Nintendo IP on smartphones. It alleges that some senior managers are accusing Iwata of being, quote, fixated with game consoles, and stubbornly rejecting the net, as well as frustration on his ongoing direct involvement in game development. He is also seen unfavorably for the fact that he is the first outsider to head the company, originating not from within the company's ranks or from the Yamauchi family, but instead from developer HAL Laboratory. The first son of Iwata's predecessor, Hiroshi Yamauchi, remains the favored boss among what are described as the Nintendo natives. The report even claims that management is rumored to be plotting to oust Iwata, so frustrated are they by the control he exerts. In January this year, Iwata reiterated that he had no plans for Nintendo IP on smartphones, and Nintendo had to deny claims that a smartphone strategy had been agreed on. Analysts have predicted that a move to mobile would net Nintendo in the region of $2.7 billion, leading to investors' public call for a smartphone switch, including the infamous line, "Just think of paying 99 cents just to get Mario to jump a little higher." Dan Adelman, Nintendo's indie boss, has left Nintendo this week, some months after the company banned him from Twitter. Adelman was well known for his open, frank approach to interviews and engagement with fans, until he suddenly went silent on social networks and stopped making press appearances. Adelman confirmed that the company had effectively silenced him after the PR department freaked out over something untoward he said. At first he was to have a stern talk with marketing and PR, but later it was decided that he shouldn't be in the press at all. In one such incident, Adelman said in an interview that Nintendo should consider relaxing its content guidelines after it denied release to The Binding of Isaac. In another, Adelman sympathized over Twitter with a fan frustrated by region locking on the 3DS. It was after this latter incident that Nintendo asked Adelman to stay off Twitter. When people started complaining that Adelman wasn't active on Twitter anymore, it was suggested that a PR person could post in his name. Adelman thought that was about the worst idea Nintendo ever heard, so he left it as is and let the silence speak for itself. Despite this uncomfortable situation, Adelman said he and Nintendo have parted on good terms, and that there is a strong indie team at Nintendo to carry on his work. Adelman himself is going indie, in pursuit of his passions, and seemed cheerful. Interested viewers can read through the entire interview in the link below the video. This is it for Flashreel this week. Subscribe to our channel for more news, reviews, and editorials, or follow us on Twitter to get the latest updates.